All right, welcome to day 3. I hope you guys are really getting a lot out of this, okay? Because I did put a lot of work into it, and I'm really trying to help out as much as I can because it was really difficult when I started out. I made a lot of mistakes. I mean, I took like Ty Lopez's course, I took Kevin David's course, I took agency courses, ClickFunnels, everything. I spent like so much money, thousands of dollars, like probably about $10,000, if not more, on just training, just the courses and stuff, because I wanted to educate myself. I have a voracious hunger for knowledge. So I think that that's helped me out along the way, but action is what helps the most, okay? So like because I have a voracious hunger for knowledge, I have a tendency to over educate myself, right? I just read and I watch YouTube videos and I learn, right? But the money isn't in the learning. The money is in the action, right? So like if you're looking at this funnel has taken me a long time to build because I have to have it perfect. And that's like the wrong attitude. I have to break myself of that attitude a lot of the times. And you have to be like, you know what? It's good enough, right? Because you have to take action. You have to jump into it. So today, what we're going to be talking about. It's probably going to be the shortest video of them all. Today, we're going to be talking about how to get clients and how to do it without any money. Okay, it's not that difficult. It really is not that difficult. Now, the first way that I'm going to talk about it is the sales pitch. Okay, first thing I want to talk about, and I really want to emphasize this because there's going to be all kinds of courses. You're going to want to close a high ticket client, right? $2,500 a month, $3,000 a month. How are you going to do that? You got to have a close, right? And you got to have a sales pitch. And that's true. It's not a lie, but I'm going to kind of simplify it here, right? The number one reason people buy are because of the 3 R's, and I'm going to jump right into it. Jump on the whiteboard. The number one reason that people will ever purchase from you is because of the 3 R's, and that's relationship, respect, and rapport. All right? So we have the 3 R's. I keep doing that. 3 R's: relationships, respect, and rapport. And they equal trust. This is the one and only algorithm that you ever need to consider, okay? People are going to have tips on how to close big sales. People are going to have tips on how you should do your sales pitch. And it all is right. You know, it's accurate. There is like a science to it. There's a method to, like, for instance, I implemented Russell Brunson's perfect webinar into my sales pitch. So the elements of the perfect webinar I use on my sales pitch. So it allows me to be able to close a high ticket client. Yes, it's true. There are a lot of things, and if you want more resources like that, you're gonna have to stick around to the end of day 4. There's a lot of stuff I throw in day 4. I'm not going to try to get into it in this one because this one I want to keep it super simple. But I do talk about different ways to acquire clients in day 4 without any money. Strategic ways is part of one of the secrets. But today I wanted to, more specifically, before getting super confused, I want to focus on the reason that people, not the specifics, but the reason why anyone's ever going to sign up with you. And the one thing that you actually need to understand here is that in order to build respect, in order to have a relationship with somebody, or in order to build rapport, you have to put forth an effort, right? So that effort determines the R's. So you're either going to be putting in a spam, a scam, or the 3 R's. Those are the 3 different types of perceptions that anybody you talk to is going to see. It's going to fall under one of these categories, right? Spam is pretty much just annoying crap, right? It's all the stuff that someone jumps in your inbox and starts DMing you. You know exactly what I'm talking about, and you're like, dude, what are you doing? Get out of my inbox. Spam. Scam. Oh, well, if you act now while supplies last, it sounds like a scam, right? Or if you're lying, you're like, hey, this pill will help you lose weight in 2 days. It's a scam. That goes against everything I know. So naturally, you're like, okay, spam, scam. Those don't equal trust, right? So these do not equal trust. Respect, relationship, rapport. If you actually abandon the sales pitch for a second, okay? And I'm going to get into the 3 different types of sales pitches here. But if you actually abandon Actually, let's do that. All right. Well, there's three different types of leads, right? There's cold, warm, and hot. These are the three potential clients: cold, warm, and hot. Therefore, you have to do three different types of sales pitch. Okay. There's going to be inquisitive, soft pitch, and a hard close. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm bringing that up, and I'm sorry if this is too much information, I was going to make two separate spreadsheets, but you'll see how they actually work with each other. Because of those three different types of sales pitch that you give with clients, cold, warm, and hot, or those are the types of prospects. The different types of sales pitch would be inquisitive, soft, and hard. If you mix any one of them up, you're going to have catastrophic outcomes. Okay, you're going to make people mad, and that's where you end up becoming spammy and scammy. Okay, but if you do them right, then you're delivering the R's. Okay, stay with me here for a second. So, for instance, a hard close is going to be like you just ask for the sale. What do you say? Do we have a deal? Point blank, look them in the eye. What do you say? Do we have a deal? Ask for the close. But you can't ask someone who's not interested for the close. It doesn't work, right? Think about that for a second. Cold prospect. They don't know who you are. They don't know anything about you. They don't trust you. You cannot hard sell a cold lead, right? It just doesn't work. A soft pitch. Now, this one's a little bit different because you're still selling to them, but you're selling to them because they're warm, right? They know who you are, and they've already established a kind of relationship with you, right? They're warming up to you, which is why they're warm. So you can start pitching them, and you can be like, yeah, I offer these kinds of services. My goal is that I want to charge about $1,000 a month, but I am just starting out, so I'm willing to work with somebody. You see what I'm doing? I'm soft pitching, right? I'm not hard pitching. I'm soft pitching, and you can do that to warm leads. Now, the inquisitive pitch. Okay, now this one is totally taken for granted, and nobody ever does this, okay? If you have a cold lead, you cannot talk to them any other way than inquiry. That's it. That's the only way you can talk to a cold lead. Inquiry. All you can do is inquire. Ask questions. Let them ask you questions. It's just a back and forth with questions. That's it. That's it. Hey, I was just curious. Hey, I was just wondering. That's the only way you can talk to a cold lead. You cannot be like, hey, I have this new thing you should try out. It's for $59.95. No, that's a soft pitch. Or it might even be a hard pitch. You can't do that with a cold lead. Okay? So from yesterday's video when I was talking about sending out emails, possible emails, reaching out to businesses, if you're doing the proactive search, you're obviously reaching out to cold people. They don't know who you are. They don't care. So if you're doing anything other than asking them questions and getting to know yourself, then you're doing it wrong. Okay? So it helps, like in your email, it's like, hey, do you mind if I ask you a quick question? I noticed that you don't have the Facebook pic, so I was just curious if that's affected your conversion rates. It's a question. That's it. And most of the time they're like, oh, I didn't realize that. Wow, you're now opening the door for the warm lead. Does that make sense? It's a step process, and anybody who rushes the steps always fails. Failure across the board, guys. Okay? So think about it. If you mix those three different types, if you mix the cold, the warm, the hot with the inquisitive, the soft, and the hard, you're going to get catastrophic results. You're going to get people yelling at you, hanging up the phone on you, kicking you out of their office. If you're hard pitching a cold lead, you can't mix them up. You have to know and understand which one's which. Okay? Because if you mix them up, you're a spam or you're scam. But if you get them right, you're building relationships. You're building respect. You're building rapport. And the 3 R's equal trust. And that's the only way people are going to buy from you, okay? So I'm going to come off my soapbox. That was, I really hope you're gaining something out of this, okay? Because this took me 18 years in sales to figure out. Well, probably not 18 years. Probably about 14 years in sales to figure out. It actually, I went on a sales call with a good salesman once. Because a lot of times when you're out there doing it on your own, you're figuring it out on your own. And I was on a sales call. I was in commercial plumbing for a long time, so I went on a sales call with another salesman who was the top salesman. And to be honest, I was actually pretty envious of him. I didn't like him, just because I'm like, oh, this guy's fake. He had this really nice, optimistic, positive attitude, and I was like, oh, he's fake, right? the black and white world that I've been talking about from video one, right? Like you're automatically, it's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. But he was just being real. And there's so many salesmen that are so fake that when I saw a salesman being real, he seemed fake. It's the irony of the century. I don't know what to tell you. But I went on a sales call with him and to a cold lead, and he's like, you know what? There's this guy that told me about this guy. We're going to go check him out. And from the very second we walked in the door, he announced to the room, he announced to the receptionist, he's like, hey, I'm the annoying solicitor of the day. Like, he addressed the elephant in the room, right? He's like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to waste anyone's time. I was just curious who your marketing guy was or whatever, who does your purchasing for you. And just because of the joke and asking the question, he opened up the room for inquiry, right? The inquisitive pitch. So the receptionist was like, oh yeah, it's such and such. Here's his card. You can give him a call. And he's like, great. You know, does he have a minute to talk right now? And it actually so happened that the guy was behind the corner. He heard, and he's like, what are you pitching? What are you peddling? And he's like, listen, such and such told me. I thought I'd come in. I'm just curious if you've ever done, and it was a product that we were using, which I'm not going to talk about right now, for urinals. And he just started asking questions. That's it. One question. The guy invited us in the office. We sat down with him, asked more questions. The guy ended up, he landed this account that sold millions of dollars a year with us, or with the company I was with at the time. Amazing. And it all started with asking questions. Like when we left the building and we got in the car, and I'm like, I've never had a cold lead invite me in his office to sit down with him. I don't know how you did that. And he's like, and he was the one, this isn't my philosophy. He was the one that told me, he's like, and I put the other two together, soft pitch and hard pitch, but the cold pitch, all you can do is inquire. You can't sell them. And he's like, you notice how I didn't try to sell him anything when we were in there? Not once. Not once. And it blew my mind. Take the time. Take the effort to put in some actual help. Forget the sales. Help. Ask them questions. Figure out how. Make suggestions. Did you try doing this? Did you try doing that instead? Earn their trust. Do you see what I'm saying? It's that simple. Okay. This is this is like a huge. I realize I'm not like getting super in depth into details in today's lessons. This one's a more philosophical approach. Okay, and I understand that might not seem valuable, but believe me, like I said, it took me years to figure out this one piece of valuable knowledge, and it can earn you tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars if you apply it correctly. All right, so like I said, today was going to be a quicker video than the other ones. Tomorrow is going to be the packed video, guys. So right about now, this should be popping up. It's the 5 tricks to gain clients without spending any money. Networking, cold calling, cold emails, door-to-doors. Just remember the 3 R's. Right? Just remember the 3 R's, the 3 prospects, and the 3 sales pitches. And apply these methods, go towards them, and you're going to find out that it's actually a lot easier to gain clients than most people think. Okay? Like I said, that button for this resource, go ahead and download it. Save it to your file. Take a look at it every day for motivation. I don't know, however you want to do it. But tomorrow, guys, tomorrow is the big day. The day we've all been waiting for. All right, so it's going to be about the 3 secrets to agencies, and this one's going to motivate you. Hopefully, I hope it's going to motivate you, and hopefully you're in the Facebook group and you're dropping comments and you're telling me whether or not you actually enjoyed this mini course. And be sure to watch tomorrow's video all the way to the end to get the special bonus that I've been talking about for the last 3 days. It's a great bonus. The whole thing's great. Everything's awesome. I love your feedback. Thank you so much for being a part of this mini course. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at support@virtuousindustries.com. And until tomorrow, guys, you take it easy.